Hey everyone, Dancentral here, collaborating with Clickforupdate. We're back with another Xbox special, and this time we're going to be doing the ARPS, which stands for Action Role Playing Shooter game, Fallout 3. Now, I'll just give you a bit of info about it before we go ahead and play it. It was released by Bethesda Game Studios in October the 28th, 2008 in North America, 30th of October 2008 in Europe and Australia, 31st of October 2008 in UK and Ireland, and in December the 4th, 2008 in Japan. Now, it's been released on Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 3 and of course Xbox 360. Now, just summarise a bit of the plot for you guys. Basically, the game takes place in the year 2277. This is 36 years after Fallout 2 and 200 years after the nuclear apocalypse. Also, the game has had positive responses from critics and has also achieved a number of Game of the Year awards. It's also been estimated that the game sold over 610,000 units during its release in October 2008, which actually performed better than the game Oblivion, which sold nearly 500,000 copies. And there's also been 5 downloadable add-ons that have been made available for the game. So there's a bit of info for you guys, just to put it into a bit of context. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now hand over to Clickforupdate. He's going to play through a bit of the game just because he knows a bit more about it than I do. He may also share some of his thoughts and opinions about it as well, and he may also elaborate on the storyline. So without further ado, I'll hand it over and we'll go from there.
Okay, as you've already heard, this is Fallout 3. I'm going to continue from my last save game because it'll be easier to show you what you do, what you can get, what weapons you can use, and what the world looks like. At the moment, I'm level 12.5. Shows you a couple of bits of information on the right of the screen, if you can see that. Things you've done during the game, and your current objective also is at the top right. So when you start the game, if you haven't played it for a couple of weeks or so, you can see what you're doing before you even start. So it kind of reminds you on what you're actually supposed to do.
Those assholes in the lamplight said this place was great.
Thanks for that, man. Right, at the moment I'm in a town called... Get my Pip-Boy out. Big town, apparently. Imaginative. This thing I've got is you get when you're about 12, I believe. You can correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not quite sure. Can't remember that back when I actually played it. It's called a Pip-Boy. It's like an arm attachment, and it contains everything from your map, local map, world map, quests, notes, your radio. Turn it over, you've got your stats, your skills, you've got special stats, your perks, and just general, like what your quest completed, how many creatures you killed, etc. Also, you've got your weapons, apparel like armour, aid, miscellaneous like holotags, metro tickets, just things you kind of pick up on the way, like a pack of cigarettes, slave collar, key rings, and also ammo. So I'll quickly take you through the weapons. What I've picked up pretty much everything I've ever found. So I've got a 32 pistol, 10mm, sub, assault rifle, mine, knuckles, Chinese assault rifle, Chinese sword, Chinese pistol, Chinese shotgun, a fat man, a flamer, so a flamethrower, frag grenades, frag mines, a hunting rifle, laser rifle, mesmetron, miniguns, missile launcher, nuclear grenades, plasma rifles, power fists, sort of shotguns, magnums, a sniper rifle, and spiked knuckles. You can get many more, but this is what I've got to work with anyway. So I'll quickly show you one. I've got, check out the Chinese officer's sword. So what this is all first person.
But for God's sake, don't go waving the white flag. They'll just strangle you with it.
So all you really do, this is just kind of an example of the world which you kind of have to live in at the moment. It's very, very big, and there's a lot of walking. So where I am now, looking on my map, if I can find that. Here we go. This is how big the world is. Absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. And this is what you can walk, so you can imagine how much of a pain it can be getting to one place which you haven't discovered before. Especially when your walking is like this slow. When you've got a weapon out, and when you haven't, it's not really that much better. But you're walking, and you're walking. It can get pretty dull at times, but when you are walking around, you might find like enemies around, which will probably kill you on sight. So you've got to watch out for them unless you're proper prepared to actually kill them without getting yourself killed. Then you might want to avoid them, depending on your level and experience. You can also go to third person by pressing just the L button. Takes you into like a third person. You can actually like see behind you if you have anyone following you behind. So that's quite useful to use. Oh, here we go. We've already got contact. I really shouldn't be doing this with a officer's sword, since he's probably going to kill me. This is a Yow Grey. This is just one of the wild beasts which you'll find out in the wild. He's already killed me because I've obviously my human error. And then once you're dead, you just kind of load from your last checkpoint. Eventually. Here we go, so you're back to where you are.
I hated you.
These are all civilians. Pretty much everyone hates you, and they're all miserable because everyone wants to kill them, everyone wants to kill everyone else, and everyone's kind of against each other. So, but yeah, if you're into these kind of games, they're really long. If you can get over the kind of travelling in this game, then you'll probably enjoy it. I quite enjoy it. It's you know it's quite entertaining. Getting through your quests, and the storyline is really long and interesting. So you know you might want to pick up a copy of this game if you haven't already and check it out. You also get a really annoying radio. You get about 2 radio stations, as I've got. You might, yep, apparently you can unlock more. But I've got 2 channels of radio at the moment, and they repeat over and over and over and over again. So you can imagine, if you ever played like Grand Theft Auto, and you can imagine the radios in the cars, and after like a couple of months or even years of playing the game, now you can actually hum or sing to the songs which come on the radio. It's pretty much the same with this. But it's all... What I haven't understood is if this is all post-apocalyptic, why is the only music which comes out the radio being like 1980s music, or whenever it is, probably even earlier than that, if you can hear it now. I mean, surely if this is going to be like futuristic, surely they'd be playing music which we'd be listening to today, and not music which are like 50 years old. I don't know, I could be wrong with the times or the dates, but that's just what I've been thinking. But yeah, I can pretty much remember the lyrics to all of these bloody songs because they just are played over and over and over again over 2 radio channels. So you can imagine walking and walking, and the only thing you're listening to... Oh, what's that? What is that? Is these same radio stations over and over again. Hold on, I've got some contact here. Here we go. Another thing which I really do like about this game is this. Now what this is, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's pretty much like precision shooting. So when you get close to an enemy, I'm still getting shot from somewhere. Where am I getting shot from? You can kind of like zoom in on them. Here we go. So you can take much more accurate shots by putting the right trigger. So you're going to shoot them. Press an A, and it comes to this kind of screen. It's like accuracy. Very good chance of critical strikes as well. And there we go. Also, the looting option on this. You go around looting the bodies to kind of survive yourself. Money, weapons, armour, that kind of thing. That's all available to you. So obviously, the harder the enemy you kill, the better the gear you loot. Okay, now he looks like a proper badass, so I don't think I want to run towards him. I'm probably going to get killed again, which is quite a pain in the arse of this game. So I'm going to run away. Which seems fun. Okay. There's not really a lot I can show you at the moment because it's just, you know, it's quite a repetitive game really. You just walk in, finding places. I don't really want to give it a bad outlook on this in this review, but yeah, you know, it's not bad. It's quite a decent game. Give it a chance before you you know, before you badmouth it, or you know, create an opinion on it, because obviously you don't know truly until you actually try the game. Alright, I'm going to end this review now, and yeah, I would, yeah, it depends if you're kind of into these kind of games. I would recommend it for you, but if you're into the more straight up action FPSs like Call of Duty, those kind of games, this probably might not be a game for you. It's kind of personal opinion. But yeah, thank you for watching. This has been Clickforupdate's Xbox review of Fallout 3.
And thanks a lot for watching, guys.